You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Jackson versus Lipscomb. Jackson.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Jackson, you say you're here to confront your husband's mistress and to prove her 1-month-old daughter, Kiesha, is not his biological daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Furthermore, you say, if you learn today that the child is in fact your husband's, your marriage is over.
That's right, Your Honor.
Miss Lipscomb, you say that you have no doubt your child is her husband's daughter. You claim he had sex with you, made a baby, and now she needs to deal with the truth.
That's right, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson is waiting outside of the courtroom and we'll meet him shortly. But first, Ms. Jackson, tell me, how did you find out your husband may be having a child with his mistress?
Your Honor, let's talk about that. I got an epiphany, call it woman's intuition, whatever you want. Well, I went to my husband's job. It was about 9:30 or 10:30 at night, and he approached the car. We talked for a few minutes, and to end our conversation, I told him, I feel as though there's something going on that you hadn't told me, because he had been distant in the days prior to. I had put him out. So, Your Honor, and as we were standing outside talking, we were in the front of the building, and the defendant pops up in the car like she's Ricky Raccoon or somebody, Your Honor. Upon hearing my voice, I turned around and I went and knocked on the window. I asked her if she knew my husband. I called him by name. She said she did. She introduced herself as his girlfriend. I said, well, hi, girlfriend, because I'm his wife. Like, at that point, your role is kind of insignificant. Like, I'm his wife, nice to meet you. So she and I proceeded to talk. She started to tell me about how they were intimate, how she lived with him at the hotel that he was presently staying at. So Miss Lipscomb, upon meeting her, she told me she was 3 weeks pregnant. This was November 25th. He wears his wedding, well, not lately, Your Honor, but he wore his wedding band faithfully. Well, if I see a wedding band on a man's finger, then I ain't gonna continue to talk to him. It ain't no, maybe, I don't care what he tell me. So at that time, she told me, oh, well, he told me it was from a prior marriage. That didn't even sound right. Why would I still be wearing?
So, hold on. Let me just go over to Miss Lipscomb. You remember this encounter?
Yes, and she's not being all the way honest.
Okay, what is it you feel she's leaving out?
I don't know what her intentions was when she came to that job. Why did she come up there, or why didn't she come up there?
That's my husband.
I've never seen her a day in my life. I knew her voice. I was sitting up.
How did you know her voice?
Because when I'm around Mr. Jackson and she calls and the kids calls, that's how I know her voice is so high pitched. You can hear her through the phone. But she was always labeled as my BM, which is my baby mother. BM does not spell wife. Wife is spelled W-I-F-E.
Oh, she
not
can spell,
BM.
Your Honor. Wow. Okay.
So it didn't dawn on me to ask, are you married now? Because if you're married now, why have you been living in a room for 3 to 4 months? And I have a key to your room.
For 3 to 4
I got
months.
clothes in your room. I'm in your room
She
every
had a
day,
pair of
every
panties,
night.
Your Honor,
I'm
in his
your room every
A
day,
pair
every
of
night. I've
panties,
never
Your
seen
Honor.
this woman. I've never seen this woman.
So he
Sitting
never
in the
said,
hotel
my
to stack
wife
his
put me
money.
out.
No, I never knew anything about a wife.
Your Honor,
she was
she
labeled
didn't care
as
to know.
BM, my baby mother.
And he didn't have a ring on.
He had the ring, but the ring was never saying that
tells
this
it
is
all,
my
Your
wife.
Honor.
The ring said
Why
this
am
is
I
from my
walking around with a
previous
ring
marriage.
on?
But why do you wear a ring from a previous
Thank
marriage
you.
on the ring
Common
finger?
sense, fall and get some.
I mean, that's to each his own. He wear what he want to wear. He do what he want to do.
Your Honor,
But
AKA she trifling, and that's what trifling females do.
At that point, I feel like if this is your husband and this is so you say y'all working on your family, you trying to get it together, why is your husband in the room and not at home with you and your kids?
When I met her in the car that night, like I said, she told me she was pregnant. Maybe a week after that, I was talking to, because my husband went to jail that night, Your Honor. He and
You sent them to jail
I was
over
angry
bogus.
enough,
He called
Your
the police
Honor.
and said
I was
that he jumped
angry
on her
enough
and sent them to jail.
to send
made
him to
lose his
jail, Your
job in
Honor.
his
It was an
room.
impulsive decision, and I understand it was not the right decision, Your Honor.
Stupid.
But yes, I sent him to jail because I knew that he had some legal issues going on in another state. The next morning, I go to the room to find Miss Lipscomb laying in the bed crying.
I
like she
told
just
you I
lost
was
her
going back
puppy.
to the room when
Like
you
her
was in the
puppy
car
died.
talking to me. I have belongings at that room. I'm going back to
That's
that
not
room
what
and
she
I will
said.
not leave that room until the morning.
All right. Bottom line, we've got a wife and a mistress fighting over one man in Jerome. I'm ready to meet this man. Wow.
Watch your step going up the steps. So.
Mr. Jackson, thank you for joining us today.
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm still here because I'm listening to a mess.
Yeah.
I am listening to a situation here.
He created it, Your
and
Honor.
you are in the middle of it.
You helped.
Ms. Lipscomb says she had no idea you had a wife.
No, she didn't, because I never mentioned it to her, Your Honor.
So that part of her statement is true. You never told her you were married.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, you are the perpetrator of this mess. Because I'm gonna be straight up. When Ms. Lipscomb first started talking, I didn't believe for 1 minute that she didn't really know you were married. Until you sat down in this chair and confirmed the lie. You told her.
Oh, I didn't tell her no lie. I just didn't never mention it to her. She never asked. I never mentioned
And so you would need to learn the lesson that anything less than the whole truth is a lie. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
Your Honor, not only have we had conversations, before I didn't deny the child, I went and bought over $900 and some worth of stuff for her baby, Your Honor.
It wasn't $900.
And you did that because...
Your Honor, like I told her, from the conversation, Your Honor, she seemed really distraught. She said that, I don't know how it feels not to know who your child's father is, Your Honor. So as a woman, I feel obligated, woman to woman, whether it's my husband's child or not, out of the kindness of my heart, Your Honor, I understand that we all have shortcomings. So yes, I went and bought things for the baby. At that time, I believed that she had left, like she was done trying to be with my husband or mess with my husband, Your Honor, because that's the idea that she gave me. As far as I know, it went on. It ended when Mr. Jackson went to jail. Is what I knew.
Okay, so let's stop that. Period. Pause. Miss Lipscomb, did the affair end when he went to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have not been intimate with him since?
Yes, ma'am, I have. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, what happened when you found out your mistress was pregnant?
I found out when I was in jail, because I guess the beginning of the year, her birthday time, she got sick and went to the hospital. And my wife told me that she said she was pregnant then.
On her Facebook page, Your Honor, she had listed that she was going to the hospital. At that time, Your Honor, she was with another man, and I have evidence, if you would allow me to present it, Your Honor, of her talking about her and this other man that is
Okay,
not
so
present.
this proves, Jerome, let me see this. So what you're saying, this piece of evidence
It was never
shows that she was also dealing with another man.
Yes, Your Honor,
Your
she
Honor,
told
it
me
was
that
never
that
a
gentleman
secret that
was
I
taking
had a
care.
boyfriend in the beginning. Your husband knew just like you
Your
do, so
Honor,
don't act
she
like
said
it was a
that the
secret
young
that I
man
was
was
dealing
taking
with
care
anybody.
of her when she was sick, Your Honor. She said that the young man was
And yes,
taking
he did,
care of
and
her.
your husband know that too.
it
So
was-
what else are you
that
trying
it
to
was
prove?
the young man's baby. From my standpoint, it's a community baby. It's anybody's baby because she's community
It
share
ain't
property.
yours. It ain't
Your
yours,
Honor.
so I don't understand why
Thank
you're
God,
worried
Your
about it.
Honor, I went
So
out.
hold on now. Let me just read this. I'm alive and healthy, and a lot of people don't make it to C27. It would be a blessing for me. I love you all, and I'm really missing my man. So, you believe that there's another man Ms. Lipscomb has been involved with sexually
Your Honor.
that could be the father of this child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Ms. Lipscomb, when you had the baby, was he at the hospital? Did he cut the cord?
He didn't cut the cord, but he was there.
So he did come for the
Yes.
birth.
Yes.
And Mr. Jackson, did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes.
You did.
So if it's
Your
not
Honor.
his child,
Your
why would he sign the
Could I-
birth
could
certificate?
I
Even more to
intercede?
speak on
So
her
Mr.
behalf.
Jackson, you've acknowledged paternity.
Yes.
Your Honor, that's why the baby was placed on my benefits.
This is
my
what she keeps
military
saying, that the
benefits.
baby is placed on her benefits,
Your
but
Honor, I
her
also have-
benefits are
baby
not
is
doing
what?
anything for my
Placed on my
child.
benefits, Your Honor. I also have proof of that, Your Honor.
Let me see that paperwork.
He automatically claimed all legal and financial responsibilities to that child because he is deemed as my dependent on my military benefits, at which time that child becomes my dependent as well on my benefits.
They have not paid for anything for my child. My child still have a $25,500 and some hospital bill from the hospital. So if my child is on your benefits, why haven't they paid that?
So you
why
don't
haven't I received
believe
anything
your
from
child
you?
is on her benefits?
No, I just believe she wants to know if this is his child so she can divorce him. Don't use my child as a crutch. If you want to divorce him, divorce him. Don't use my child as a crutch. This woman is delusional. The whole time I was pregnant,
I'm delusional
she swore
when I'm
that
married
she
and
was
you're messing
pregnant.
with my husband.
She's been pregnant 4 times since I have had my daughter.
Your Honor,
Sitting
what she's
right here
not
that
telling
she
you
sent
that
me
I'm
in
pregnant
May.
now. That's
You
the part
sent me
that
an
you hadn't
ultrasound.
admitted
I
to.
told you every time.
Hold on. Let's get some order.
Every time.
What did you just say, Ms. Jackson?
I'm pregnant now. I'm due May 5th. Mr. Jackson knows about it. I've invited him to doctor's appointments. He and I talked about it. He said to me, well, I don't care what nobody thinks because you my wife. And at the end of the day, that's just what it is. You my wife and I don't care what people think.
Oh, so Mr. Jackson, now your wife is pregnant.
That's what she says she's pregnant, Your Honor. She
So now
told
you
me
don't
that.
believe she's pregnant?
I don't know if she is or she's not, Your Honor.
Miss Lipscomb, are you still in a relationship with him too?
It's we friends. It's iffy. It's whatever. We're friends.
But he's married, Your Honor. She just
So,
made the point of
and?
saying, see, she's saying, and, Your Honor, she just
And
made
I
the
am,
point of
and I'm gonna
saying,
continue to say
I'm
it.
not the type of person that will break up a happy home.
Oh, well, your
Honor,
home
who
was
are married,
already broke
why
up and
you
your home
stepping
was not
in?
happy. When I
She
came
told
into
me,
the
Your
picture,
Honor,
your home
maybe
was broke
about
up and it
2
wasn't happy
ago.
then.
Listen, ladies, and I'm being generous with my language. I don't know if you all think you scoring points or impressing anybody with this tit-for-tat nonsense, but you just look silly.
Your Honor,
Because
she's
ultimately,
disrespectful.
he's not fighting for either one of y'all.
Your Honor, and
He's sitting over here, quiet, just watching a random tennis match with 2 women going back and forth, and he's sitting there with a smirk on his face like, I'm done with all this nonsense.
he's a coward.
So
Your
I
Honor.
don't know what, yeah, but you carrying the coward's child.
Your Honor, right, Your Honor.
And you have said it 4,000 times in open court, that's your husband.
He is my husband.
Your husband ain't saying nothing.
Right, Your Honor.
This is why, because this is all you get. Even if I do say something, what's the point? They still gonna go backwards and forward. It's still gonna be text
So,
message.
Mr. Jackson, look, do you believe Miss Lipscomb's child is your child? Do you
could be a
believe
possibility.
Kiesha is your child?
Yes, Your Honor, it could be a possibility.
It is a
yeah.
possibility.
Yes.
And yet you did sign the birth certificate
Yes,
and
Your Honor.
acknowledge paternity.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you legally are the father of this child.
Yes.
Are you paying child support?
No.
But she's on your wife's military benefits.
Yes.
Now you
Yes.
know that don't make no sense.
Now, I didn't even know how that happened, when it happened. She brought
I'll
that
tell you
to
how
my
it
attention.
happened. On the day when you doubtfully signed paternity
She brought
and
that to
created
my
another
attention way
dependent.
before then.
Are you gonna raise this baby? What?
It's like
What?
you say,
I'm not your wife. I want an answer.
it's like you say. my
Are you
name is
gonna
on
raise the
document.
baby? You're not gonna raise this baby. See you up at the hospital performing. You performing. Now you this baby's legal father and sitting up here and I ask you, are you gonna raise her 3 times? You ain't answered me yet, 2 feet away. Come on. Stop the nonsense. You see this?
Yes, ma'am.
That's your child's legal father. I'm not laughing. This is exactly how lying, secrecy, sexual irresponsibility, infidelity, this is how it all mixes up to create an absolute nightmare for a gorgeous little
She
girl.
is beautiful.
Oh, I'm talking about beautiful. She make me want another one.
Your
Just
Honor.
a beautiful little girl. But what I dislike most about this situation is that we have been here talking back and forth about the nonsense, messiness that you caused. You allowed him to cause, and you realized he was causing and still got pregnant by him again, and we're not talking enough about Kiesha.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Before I get to the results, if I said to you, Mr. Jackson, you could step down off of that witness stand and go stand at either podium next to the woman you support in this drama,
I wouldn't stand by neither one. I just stand in the middle because it's still gonna be drama. It really would.
Ladies, you heard that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, Ray Charles can see this.
Now you know.
It don't even matter.
Okay, results, please. Jerome, let's just stand in the middle in Mr. Jackson's place. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Jackson versus Lipscomb, Jackson, when it comes to 1-month-old Keasia Jackson, Mr. Jackson, you are not the father.
Ooh, thank you. It's still over. It's still over, Your Honor.
Now it's not even her husband's child. After all of this. What about this beautiful little baby? Do you know who her father is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he gonna wanna be a part of her life?
No, probably not.
Ladies, there's some days where you gotta put your big girl panties on. You put them on, do what you gotta do and figure out what you gotta figure out and you get it done, because he's not gonna help. What were you saying?
Is it okay?
That would be wonderful. She asked, could she give you a hug?
Kiana. And I apologize.
With that said, we have resources for you all.
Yes, ma'am.
I wish you the best of luck. I will be checking on you all. Court is adjourned.